Alright, so music in the background should be playing relatively quiet. But that was kind of loud. I'm trying to balance everything out here. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final, the second and the final World Warriors Collectiv prototype clothing line presentation. This is something that I, have been working on for quite some time, and this is going to be a fun video. Sadly, despite my subscriber count on YouTube, I don't really get too many live stream viewer attendance. I don't know if it's because of they don't get the alerts, or maybe I'm just doing live streaming at the wrong time, or whatever the case is. I would have liked a nice turnout, because I kind of need the live interaction with some of the things that I'm going to be talking about today, and the pieces I'm going to be showing. But I'm not one of those people that cries over spilled milk. I'm gonna just keep it, keep it moving, keep it positive, and try not to worry about the little things. Hopefully, when this video gets uploaded to YouTube, or when people see it later on Twitch, or when people see it later on Mixer, or whatever the case is, I'll get the responses that I'm looking for then. But I'm not gonna sit here and worry myself over things that I can't really control, unfortunately. So, like I said, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress over it. So forgive me. Let me close out these things, because I'm gonna leave that one open. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, just throwing out the disclaimers here. Like I said already, I'm not really expecting any turnout. My live streams don't really get people in them. It's like I get all my views off of YouTube once the video gets uploaded later on, and things like that. I'm trying to do more to get more to increase the live stream attendance. I don't really know how, but it would have been very helpful, with the way things are right now. So without further ado, let me throw out the disclaimers, the additional disclaimers. This isn't going to be like some high level quality presentation. This is only the second time I've done this, and it's going to be the last time I do this, at least in the foreseeable future. Because I'm relatively new to doing this, and I'm learning as I go along. So there may be some things that maybe somebody else have done that they may have done it better, and you're more accustomed to that. You may not get that here, so I'm apologizing, ahead of time. Secondly, the products that I'm showing you, these are going to be prototypes. They're not completed or finalized yet. These are prototypes to try to get a feel and to gain interest in the viewers buying these items. That's what this is for. This is for my World Warriors Collectiv esports team. For those of you who don't know, throw this out. My name is Azariel. I go by ADS Play on both YouTube, Twitch, and on Mixer, and on Periscope. But unfortunately, I do apologize for the viewers on Periscope who may have to watch this on YouTube later, who couldn't watch this live. I couldn't get the Periscope to connect to my restream, and it just wouldn't connect in time for me to do the presentation, excuse me. So here's my business card right here for those of you who can see it. I apologize, my webcam is very crappy and I'm doing the best I can with what I have, so don't shoot me, you know. I ain't trying to retire because I took an arrow to the knee. Inside joke. But it's gonna be hopefully an interesting live stream, and I guess I'm crossing my fingers that, you know, I get people to join this and understand what it is I'm trying to do. So let me give you a bit of history. So this is how this is going to go. This is going to have 3 sections. I'm going to give you a bit of history of what the World Warriors Collective is and what I was trying to accomplish with this esports team. Then we're going to go over some items from the past or the previous World Warriors Collective clothing line presentation, and also I'm going to go over all the new items, as well as I'm going to talk about the website where you guys can purchase the items once they get finalized and things like that. But of course I'm going to announce when the website goes live, but this is just like little information as to you know, how to go about or rather what the plan is for the website, basically. So the World Warriors Collective esports team, it was a Facebook group that I created back in 2011, and the cornerstone of that esports team was to bring people together that enjoy playing video games. And me being the type of person that I am, I always, you know, wanted to, I kind of felt like in a way that I represented the world, you know, considering that I'm a person that plays video games and plays them very avidly, especially if you guys are familiar with my Twitch. I've been doing this since 2006. I've been playing video games since I was 3. You know, like I have a long history with video games and how they've impacted my life. And I'm a person who knows that one person isn't the only person to think the way that they do. So I know there's other people around the world that I have not met or spoken to who thinks in a similar fashion, at the very least. And I wanted to bring people together that kind of represented that idea. And that's how the World Warriors Collective was born. You know, we're warriors from all over the world, and we're a collective. We're a unit, which is a collective. That's basically what the World Warriors Collective means. And you know, fast forward to 2000, I want to say 2017, early 2017, I decided that, you know, since I do live in California now, coming from Louisiana, where they don't have a scene for video games but outside of going to your friend's house and maybe doing like a little small get-together tournament, you know, like the loser hands over the joystick, you know, and passes it on to the next guy, etc., you know, things like that, in like this round robin type of fashion, though we didn't know it as round robin back then, you know, round robin didn't exist. Like none of the typical tournament terminologies or FGC terminologies or the FGC period, that didn't exist in Louisiana, and it still doesn't. People don't know about it. We don't have events out there. We don't have an FGC community per se. It's not like they have out here in California. So a lot of the terminologies like scrub, and well, scrub meant something different to us back then. It still does. You know, round robin, like that tournament format, you know, things of that nature we don't really know of. You know what I'm saying? We're not hip to that, you know, back then, or rather we wasn't, or I wasn't. But I know some people back there who still aren't, you know, who love playing video games, who just aren't hip to these terminologies and hip to like top tier, low tier. Like tier systems don't mean a thing to us. It's like you're good with who you're good with. You know, tier systems don't exist to people like me, or rather they aren't relevant to people like me. So but me coming up in Louisiana, you know, I always wanted to, you know, make money playing video games. That was always my passion. I mean, when you're willing to go through the nonsense that I went through growing up, not to get too deep into that, but going through a lot of nonsense like the bullying because you played video games and the fights and the other things that I'm not going to mention, you know, you realize that, you know, no matter what you go through, when you're still playing video games, when that is your passion, you want to try to push that as much as possible. And that's where this esports team idea came from. I moved to California on May 6, 2014, and I knew that they had a lot of video game tournaments out here, a lot of fighting game tournaments out here, but video game tournaments overall that were mainstays in the state of California, as well as, you know, New York and Texas, which I was at one point living close to, and also up in Canada. You know, and those, when I was deciding to move out of Louisiana, those were my three options. But since I had family already in California who's been trying to get me to come out here for like 5 years prior, I decided to come out here, and I don't regret that move at all. So as the year progresses, I do plan on joining more fighting game tournaments. I think I've only joined like a couple, and it was like online tournaments and things like that. But the whole idea is that the World Warriors Collective is representation of everybody around the world that loves playing video games and who are very passionate about it, who's been doing it for forever, and they don't see themselves stopping playing video games anytime soon. And that's basically who I am. So to get started, there's a couple of pieces that I'm going to be showing later on that, again, when it comes to having a live attendance, this would have been very, very much appreciated if people would have been here. But, you know, pickers can't be choosers, I guess. And I guess the live stream attendance will increase in due time, hopefully. You know, having 2,000 subs on YouTube and having a 0 live stream attendance isn't very inspiring, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, I was going to do some creations live and then get people's opinions on it, because that's what basically a lot of these are going to be. Me getting your opinions on the clothing items, what you think about them, can you see yourself buying something like this, you know, to generate interest to the potential buyers. You know, I don't want to just create something that nobody's interested in, you know. So to the people that's going to watch this later on various platforms, you know, give me your opinions on the clothing items, and we'll go from there. So let's get started. So first, let me see, give you some updates on just a few of the pieces, because I didn't really need to do too much changing with them. So here's a couple of the past pieces. I kind of wish I can. I don't think OBS has a way that I can just do. Well, you know what? I believe I'm gonna have to do like a slideshow. I believe, because yeah, I'm gonna have to make it like a slideshow. I can't do it the way that I originally thought. I thought I could just make like a window and just go from there, but unfortunately OBS is limited in some aspects, so I can't really do things that I would like to do them. I can't really do things in the way I want to, because it doesn't capture. Let's see if I can get it up. That's what he said, right? I shouldn't have said that. Let's see. We want to do a window capture. Yeah, I got it opening in Microsoft Photos, but the picture itself isn't showing, and this is where one of the technical difficulties was coming in, where I intended to do this at 3, but when you run across problems like this and you're trying to get everything set up the way you want to set it up, it is kind of nerve-wracking. So let me see if I can do this in another way. probably gotta open the pictures up in another platform. Open with, let's see, paint, photo gallery. Is that gonna work? Okay. Maybe this will work. Let's see. Nah, the display capture was a bad idea too. I'm so sorry for this amateur nonsense, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Don't sue me. Okay, so, well, at least this works. This works. I kind of wish I had like a better program. I don't even know how well you guys can see this. That's the sad part. Let me try to shrink this down and then try to expand it to where you can see it a bit better. Just to give you some visuals. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. It's not too ridiculous. Alright, so we'll move this up ever so slightly. There we go. So these are the backs to the original pieces that I had. Now let me go back. I should have opened this up first, now that I'm thinking about it. Is this the Portuguese or this the Mexican shirts? The original Mexican shirts, jeez. Open up right. Let's see, open with photo gallery. These are the original shirts right here. I wish I could. Let's see. There we go. So these are the original shirts right here, from the Mexican shirts that I made with the World Warriors Collectiv symbol on them. And you see the back of them right there. Originally had, you know, the World Warriors Collectiv logo, the motto that we stand by, which is "Be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle." World Warriors Collectiv. Originally, it was going to have this English wording on the back of it, but I figured since I was going to be creating different shirts and things of that nature, why don't I instead do with the shirts what I did with the shoes, which was put the native language of the country that the shirt is representing on the back of the on the back of the shirts. So that's where this comes from. So give me a minute to open that back up. I can only do this one at a time. Sorry, if I had a better laptop, I would be able to do that, do better with the presentation. But these are the new backs to the t-shirts, to the Mexican t-shirts. You know, I kind of put it on back there. I don't know if people would rather prefer this or if they prefer the English, you know, because I know a lot of Mexicans, especially in the United States, they're bilingual. So, but I figured this would be better. You know what I mean? Now, again, I've used Google Translate, and this is another disclaimer I forgot to mention. Forgive me if the translations aren't accurate, you know, and this, again, would be helpful if I had people in the live stream, but I guess people are telling me about it again when the video gets uploaded to either YouTube or what have you. But excuse me. But yeah, I wanted to put this in the native language because I figured it'll be better, but I wasn't sure if Google Translator was accurate, because I know people have told me over the years that the Google Translator isn't very accurate when it comes to their translations. And, you know, I didn't want to make the mistake of thinking that I put, you know, be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle. And what I really put was, you know, eat cat, lick dog or something. You know, I didn't want to, you know, have that, you know, on there. Because if I decide one day I'm going to a tournament and I've decided to wear like one of these shirts, and then all of a sudden, you know, somebody who actually speaks fluent, you know, Spanish, they come up to me and they tell me that that's what it means, you know, I didn't do it right, then I'll be like, oh man, there you go, I wasted money printing t-shirts and putting time and effort into designs, and it wasn't even the proper translation. Thanks, Google. But, you know, I didn't want that situation to be what it is. So that would have been helpful. So hopefully I get people later on down the line that that comments underneath this video that tells me whether or not these translations are accurate to what I want them to mean. So these are the 3 colors of the Mexican shirt. You know, it comes in. And here's another thing. I only kept the t-shirt colors. Of course, there's like white and black, but I wanted to keep like the t-shirt color varieties to match the colors of that nation's flag. So you're not going to see me with like a blue Mexican shirt or like a yellow Mexican shirt or anything like that. I wanted to keep it based on the main colors of the nation's flag. So keep that in mind as well as we go through this. So that's those 3. Let's see what else. What else I updated. I think that was basically it from the past presentations. I didn't really go out the oh, that's right, and also got the Brazilian shirts, the Brazilian shirt. You know, I gotta get that one up to show you that, because there wasn't too many countries I didn't do last time. Like I did like a pretty good bit of countries, like a good handful of countries. The main countries that I knew of that had, you know, tournaments and things like that, like Brazil, the United States, of course. I did. I want to say that I did Japan last time. I don't think I did, because I know I made some New Japan stuff recently. I did do the UK last time. Let me see. I did the UK. I did Mexico. I did the Philippines. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I need to, like I said, I was going to do some of these live. So you guys are going to see like the product being made, or at the very least the best way that I can make them, or the way that I've been doing them live. Like, you guys get to see the process of how I do it and how I go about it. Another thing that I'm thinking about, and I'm just, you know, coming up with these disclaimers that are coming back to me as the presentation is going on. I didn't want to be disrespectful in how I place the flag on the shirts. I understand that some of these shirts, they have symbols on them that mean something to the nation that they're representing, and I didn't want to have like certain, you know, symbols upside down or at the bottom or things like that. So I did take that into consideration in some cases. So you're gonna see as the presentation goes along what I was aiming for in terms of trying to be respectful with the nation's flags that they're representing. So that's the Portuguese flag. I think that's the only one that I did, because that was the main color. I think it was green. I want to say I had a blue shirt as well. I don't think it's saved for whatever reason. And let me see if I can get this to open up a little bit better for the sake of the video. I don't know if you guys can even see that good. Yeah, because it's coming out blurry. Let me shrink this back. So unprofessional. But yeah, that was the idea. So the Brazilian and the Mexican shirts have been updated with the native languages on the back. Of course, I still got to do that for the Philippine shirts, and I do have to do that for the Philippines, and I think that's it. Yeah, just the Philippines and yeah, like I gotta update the backs of the Philippine shirts. So, but I think the Philippines are like, they actually speak English over there, right? If I'm not mistaken. Y'all could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they got some bilingual people over there. But regardless of the fact, I still want that native language on the back of their shirts as well. So now we're moving on to the new things. Now, with the World Warriors Collective clothing line, I'm not just making shirts here. I'm making keychains, I'm making watches, I'm making necklaces. You know, I'm trying to, the whole idea for this clothing line is to give you guys an entire outfit, not just to give you like shirts. I mean, you can buy the product individually, but the whole idea is that to lessen, you know, you just looking around and seeing, okay, what's available and things like that. It's like, okay, like the design on the shirts is going to match the design with the shoes. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I wanted to aim for. So we do have, so please do keep that in mind. So next up, we're going to have, let's see where we're at. Windows Movie Maker, 3D Paint, nah. Oh, this is better right here, the Windows Photo Viewer. I should have did it like this. Okay, nice. So I did some other crap. This is not good. Not good, not good, not good. Shrink this down. And I gotta widen this. There we go. Put that right there. Boom. Let's get that clear. Finally move this down. There we go, right there. Lock that in. So these are some of the new shoes that I created, representing the countries that I missed in the last presentation, or rather the countries that I didn't touch on, like that I wanted to. You see right here, we do have the Jamaican shoes. And another thing that I wanted to do was that I wanted to make the logo kind of like transparent. I didn't just want to have it just like plastered on there. It looked like I took the flag and it just splattered the logo on there. I have yet to find a program that lets me make an item transparent, because every time I look up for some tutorials on how to do that, I end up getting really I end up getting tutorials that just makes the background transparent. It doesn't make the actual logo itself transparent. So I may end up finding something after this presentation that can help me out with that, and then we can just go from there. So these are the shoes. I got the Jamaican shoes right here. I have the Venezuelan shoes, like the Venezuelan shoes right here, representing the beautiful country of Venezuela. I have the Japanese shoes right here. This is the Japanese version 1. This is Japanese version 1. And I have the Korean. Wait a minute. Did I make the other shoes? I don't think I did. I missed them. I suck. I thought I had them prepared. I didn't. But these are the Japanese shoes. I do have another design in mind with the shoes. I was going to create shoes that had like the rising sun flag of Japan. I was going to use that flag as well, but apparently I missed it. I I could have sworn I had that design. I hope I didn't delete it with the other batch of things. These are the Korean shoes right here. Now, this is a design I was feeling kind of iffy about because it doesn't show each of the, you know, every four corner of, you know, of the world that the flag represents, and I didn't want to just leave that out. So I created, you know, 3 different versions of this shoe, and you guys can tell me which ones you like the best out of the 3. So this is the first one right here. This is the first version. This is the second version right here, and this is the third version. So I don't know which ones you guys would rather prefer. I don't mind putting all 3 up on the website, but I'm trying to limit it to like 1 nation per shoe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have multiple versions of like the Korean shoe and then only have like 1 version of the American shoe, or whatever the case is. Like, I want to have like 1 shoe for, or rather 1 design for each country. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to, you know, me personally, I'm kind of feeling these right here a lot more than I am, you know, these or this one. I like this one. It's just that the entire flag design isn't shown on the shoe. That's kind of like why I'm feeling kind of iffy about it. I don't want to be disrespectful to, you know, the country that it's supposed to be representing. So I am very much making sure that I'm not doing anything that's going to offend people, you know. And also I kind of made sure to leave like the heaven symbol up on, like, you know, the on this version of the shoe, because I didn't want to put heaven down and then, you know, it's symbolic of something over there, and then they coming to me and they telling me, oh, why is the heaven, you know, like, I put a lot of thought into, you know, like little things like that, and I really don't want to offend people, you know. Like, I want to represent, you know, like their nation's right, even with little nuances like that. You know, like, I want to make sure that they're represented in a way that they feel comfortable. So going on, you know, we have Canada. Oh, Canada, their maple syrup and their Canadian thinly sliced bacon, which is nothing but ham. And this is one of the shoes right here that, when it comes to making a shirt, it would have been very helpful to have people in the live stream to help me out with this. But if you guys notice, you know, you look right here, this is the Southeast Asian flag. This is the flag representing all of Southeast Asia, you know, because it would have been very tedious for me to just have, you know, flags. So I think Southeast Asia is representative of like, what, 9 to 10 different countries, and there's like 9 to 10 different flags that make up Southeast Asia, and it's probably more than that, probably like 12 or something. Like, forgive me if I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I know it was like at least like 9 different flags that represented the collective of Southeast Asia, and this is kind of like the Southeast Asian flag, you know, representing that whole region. And what I did was that I took that in mind, and I put every language that I knew of, or rather that I found out about, that was spoken within the region of Southeast Asia, and I kind of put that on the shoe, you know, and it just means the collective, you know, from the various languages that you see right here. It means the collective, or the collective. And that's what the idea that went into making this shoe. I know it's kind of like convoluted and kind of clustered, but this was kind of like an idea I was just thinking about. And again, it's a prototype, it's not finalized. You guys tell me what you think about that. Is any of the translations messed up? Does it actually mean what I want it to mean? You know, you guys let me know. And I think I did the shirts already. All right, I did that one. And here are the new shirts. As you see right here, this is the Korean shirt, the white. And on the back it says, "Be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle." Again, tell me if the translation is correct. World Warriors Collective at the bottom in the native language. Again in the black. Now this is something that right here that I had an idea about. Now Korea is split into, you know, two different sections. You know, you have South Korea and you have South Korea and you have North Korea. Now when I did this, the symbols that represent, you know, like the North and the symbols that represented the South, I kind of had an idea to kind of like put the Southern symbols on top, because I know people in South Korea think that they're better than people in North Korea, and people in North Korea think they're better than people in South Korea. You know, like there's that competitive spirit between the two of them, and I wanted to kind of like have them kind of stand strong with their own shirt, you know. So with the blue Korean shirt, I kind of wanted the Southern symbol on top, but I didn't know if that was gonna be disrespectful or not. But you see it right here. I did put it on top of there, just in case people, you know, was okay with that. You guys have a visual of it, and with the North Korean shirt, obviously I put the North on top, you know, what have you. Now with the Southeast Asian shirt, I was not sure what to do for the back of the shirt, because again, like what I did with the shoes, I understand that there's like several languages that's spoken throughout Southeast Asia, and I didn't want to just have one language represent the entirety of the region, unless you guys do have a language that is commonly spoken amongst throughout the entire region. Let me know, because I'm not 100% sure. I know that Google can't tell me everything, despite, you know, it being one of the more known search engines. It can't tell me everything. I feel like you can learn better from the people than from some search engine anyway. So I really want people to, you know, let me know about things like that. I don't want to just, you know, have like, I don't want to just have a language on the back of it. So for the sake of this shirt, I didn't put anything on the back until I get that confirmation from you guys, or from anybody who speaks or lives in Southeast Asia that come across this video, or that are familiar with the languages over there. You know, maybe there's a common language that's spoken throughout the entire region, and that's the language I'm going to go with when it comes to putting, you know, "Be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle" in the native language on the back of there. So you guys let me know that. And these are the three colors that they come in. They come in blue, red, and yellow. The yellow shirt is kind of like up there. I don't know if I'm gonna put that up for sale. I don't think people really care. I think the main colors are blue and red, and of course white. Those are the three colors that I feel like that makes the nation flag pop more, and it's kind of easier on the eyes. So I didn't want, like the yellow shirt is iffy. I'll still post it as something up for sale when the website does go live, but it's just something right there that I don't know if people are gonna like the yellow too much, but I did make it just in case. And here's the Canadian flag right here. You know, Canadians, they speak French and English up there, so they're kind of bilingual. And this right here is the Rising Sun shirt that I was talking about doing with the shoes. Maybe because I did it for the shirt, maybe I got confused and thought I did it for the shoes as well. But this is the design I'm kind of going with when it comes with the shoes as well. Now, of course, you know, I did stretch out the flags to make them fit. Now, I could have turned them sideways like I did with the Mexican flag and what have you, but well, I guess with flags like this, it don't really matter because it kind of looks the same all around. but I didn't, with some of these flags, I didn't want to be disrespectful because I felt like putting them on the sides was very disrespectful, and I didn't want to do that, you know. So let me slow down some, what you guys can see. And again, people, pause the video, let me know if the translation is accurate, because I don't want it to, you know, to say something that I don't want it to mean. You know, these are some other shirts right here. Same thing on the back of these. Now, here's the Jewish flag. Now, I understand that the Star of David is very symbolic, not only with, you know, Jews, but I trust me, like, I'm one of those people that's in the know. Like, I know several organizations use you know, this 6-pointed star that represents them, and it means something serious. And I didn't just want to have my logo plastered in the middle of the this 6-pointed star, and I didn't want to be disrespectful in that light. So I kind of had two ideas with this shirt, or with this flag. Was one is to do it like this, and to have like the Star of David like kind of upright. But then again, I was thinking like, okay, maybe the flag will look better if I had it to the side. But then again, I didn't want it to look like I'm being disrespectful. I don't know if this is considered disrespectful to the people who represent their organizations and what have you with this star. You know, I didn't want to you know, have people come at me sideways because, you know, like the flag is sideways and the star is sideways, so maybe that's disrespectful to some people. You know, like, I wanted to represent, you know, I wanted it to be represented in the right way. So there's several things that went into the thought of this. Like I didn't just go without thinking. Look, when I made this, so what you see right here, this isn't the finalized, unless people come to me and tell me that this that use this symbol, unless they tell me that this is cool, only then will I say, okay, I'm gonna put it up for sale. But at the same time, I'm just trying to represent the country that, you know, has gamers in the land of Israel and what have you. You know, like, I don't want to be disrespectful. And so this comes in white and blue. And on the back, I have it in Hebrew. Tell me if the Hebrew is accurate, is an accurate translation. To be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle. WorldWarriorsCollectiv. Please tell me if that's an accurate translation. You know, these are other ones. I got it in black as well. Those that care. And that's basically it for the new countries that are being represented within the World Warriors Collective. Of course, I do plan on doing France. I do plan on doing, you know, several things. I'm thinking about doing leggings for the, you know, of course, you know what I'm saying, like for the women. There's more hoodies being made that are going to be posted on the website that wasn't shown here. And several other things, of course, like I said, watches, jewelry. I'm kind of being iffy about the jewelry because I don't want to like have like fake metals and like cheap metals being used for the jewelry and things like that. You know, I don't want people to get rashes on their neck because they bought jewelry and the jewelry was made with some, you know, cheap alloy, and then they use some chemicals on it to keep the metal from, you know, to keep the metal from tarnishing. You know, like, I don't want that, you know, on my conscience, that people bought fake jewelry and fake metals, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. So so yeah, man, that is the entirety of what basically I have planned. Like there's several other things that of course I'm going to do once this ends. And again, let me just give you guys a quick recap of, let me open this back up. Let's see, what I use, photos? No, the photo viewer. You know, these t-shirts right here are actually gonna go back up for sale. I kind of like kept the link off social media because as of right now, in order for these t-shirts to go live again, you know, at least 3 orders have to be made in order for that to happen. And I know that's not gonna really happen overnight because I don't really have a lot of people coming to me saying that they want to purchase the shirt. And on top of that, a lot of people don't even know that the stuff exists. So I'm not really pushing for that right now. I'm kind of focusing on new stuff and getting everything up on the website. And this is just a quick, you know, look at all the past stuff that I did at the last presentation. Like one of the hoodies with a few of the group's aliases on the sleeves. You know, just an idea. Got bandanas, got keychains. You know, again, there's the UK, Brazil. Oh, you know, we have North America. We got the UK again, Mexico, the Philippines, which I still have to make I have to change the backs of these, and do things like that. You know, and again, the Philippines, I had like 3 different shirt designs for them because I didn't know which one people would rather prefer. I don't know if they would prefer this flag. I don't know if they would prefer this flag right here, or I don't know if they would prefer this flag. Like, I don't know. You guys let me know. Again, tell me what you guys would prefer. And then of course I got the hats. You know, with the World Warriors Collectiv logo on it, and the shoes from the first presentation. You know, so that's basically it, man. So that's the entirety of the World Warriors Collectiv esports team prototype clothing line. Now, as far as the website goes, the website I'm going to be using is wix.com. I'm going to create my own website on that site, and you know, in the way that I was getting this set up. Matter of fact, let me see if I can log into it real quick. Real quick. Let me see if I can log into it. I don't know if my account, it should still be active. I don't think they delete accounts right away. So give me a minute because I am doing this while OBS is open. But my computer does go slow when it comes to opening up websites. So anybody who's interested in helping, you know, like the link to the Streamlabs is down in the video description. So you guys can help out with that by donating. Help me get a new laptop that works better, that can handle all the programs that I'm trying to run. You know, just want to plug that in. You know, every little bit counts, you know. So where is my website? Now, this is not finalized at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the website is not finalized at all. But despite all that, let me remove this. Let me get this up. Video capture, window capture. gonna preview the site right now just to give you an idea of the few things I did do on it, because I'm trying to work little by little. Like, I want to get all the items done before I put anything, you know, of course, anything up for sale on the site. So so there's some things, there's some pictures I still got to get rid of. You know, and that's basically everything. Like, I'm trying to get, you know, everything on there. This picture has to be removed right here. You know, all the products are going to be lined up kind of like right here, and you can scroll through them. The shirts, shoes, keychains, and all that. Hopefully I can like have like different tabs that, you know, show. And I think I'm gonna move this, and I'm gonna just put like the World Warriors Collective logo right there instead. But this is just like a simple idea of, you know, what I wanted to do. Hopefully it looks good to you guys. Or at least now. Of course it's gonna look better with time, but you know, and it's also gonna be like a little comment box down there. If I can get away with it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like an active chat box in here, and not only will the store have like, you know, or not only will the website be like a clothing line store, but I'm gonna have like some live streams in the store as well. And I think that'll be good for some direct feedback in the future. That way, when I do go live, you know, I'll be able to get some direct responses as to how the website is doing, how you guys like the website, how you guys enjoy, or asking, you know, how well do you guys enjoy the website? Is everything simple for you? Is it too confusing? You know, or whatever the case is. You know, you guys will be able to directly respond to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I did not want to take up too much of your time. I only wanted this to go from like 3 to 4:30. And right now it is 4:37. I didn't want things to be too complicated and too like I didn't want things to take too long as well. So again, me going through all the trouble of creating the items that I've created, and there's a lot more coming that you guys didn't see, but I hope that you guys got a good idea as to what I'm trying to do. Again, if you've seen anything that you have any questions about or that you want to leave comments about, please do so in the video description below. I want to do this right. You know, I want to do this right. I want to represent the countries right. I want to have the correct translations on the back of the shirts. I want to have everything done in a manner that is respectful, that you guys can say, okay, he's representing our country, I can support this guy. I like the way he did the shirt, he did it correctly, the translations are done right, and you know, I'm a gamer as well. Like, I play video games. So that being said, man, as always, thank you guys for joining me for, well, nobody's in here. Yeah. Thank you for those who are going to watch later on the various platforms. Thank you to the people who are watching me or who are going to watch this later on Mixer. Thank you for those who are going to watch this later on Twitch. Thank you for those who are going to watch this later on YouTube. I am ADS Play 101. I represent the World Warriors Collective. And until next time, peace and keep on gaming.